Okay, this is the last one, and this is to do with override, manual override. So here's channel 1, channel 2, manual override. The hand, everything is set around this area. The auto will go off if any one of these are in are not both in auto mode. This is where this differs from the previous version of Suntracker. This gives you the information much better. So off. This shows it's temporarily off. Now the off, temporary off and the temporary on these differ. This is temporary off until next on, whenever that is. If you do this is permanent on, because the hand isn't flashing. So now this will stay on permanently until changed. This is, although the hand doesn't flash, really it should do, because it's now gone into temporary mode, but it's temporary at 15 minutes, 30, 60. Oops, I went past that too quickly. Let's do that again. From auto, temporary off until next on, permanent on 15 minutes, on 30 minutes, on 60 minutes. You don't have a 45-minute on this. Now this, even though this is not in override mode, there's no auto. Probably would have been better if it had an auto here and an auto here, one for each one. But this shows you there's no hand here anyway, so it shows you that it's not in override. Here it shows you it is in override. Now that will count down, which means you can see how long it's got left before it switches back. And when you switch again, it's now in permanent off. So you can have a permanent on and a permanent off, and unlike the previous one, it's all done with the one button, and it gives you the information right in front of you a lot better. Press it again and it goes back to auto, and exactly the same thing here. Now if you notice, this is already on, so your first press takes you to temporary off. This is already off. The first press takes you to temporary on. Temporary on with no, hang on, let's have a look. Let's take this out of, okay, everything's back in auto mode. Now do this again. It's actually off at the moment. It's in temporary on, but it's got no, this must be temporary on until next off. I didn't realise that. Okay, so you do have a temporary on until next off. This is already on, so it didn't go into this mode. This one was off, so it goes into temporary on until next off, or permanent on, or 15, 30 or 60 minute, permanent off, back to auto. So these two are in two different conditions. The first one, the first press will go from off to temporary on, no timer, so temporary on until next off, whereas this one is on and the next press is temporary off until next on. The next press after that is permanent on, 15 minute on, 15, temporary 60 minutes, both of them. Next press, permanent off, next press into auto, into auto. So the only difference here is the fact that this is on and this is off at the moment. So the first press takes you into temporary off until next on. This is already off, temporary on until next off. And it's now back in auto. Last thing to show is the key. If the key has no program, it's new, it will show that it has no program. Otherwise, when you first, and you've got to be careful when you put it in, it just flashed, which means it just touched the contacts. You have to put it straight down. It's reading the key. That's showing you the keys in there. Now nothing is happening, you have to wait. Right, now it has read the key into memory. It has overwritten what's on the in internal memory. You take the key, if you press menu while the key is in, it only gives you these options. It's now working off what's on the key because you've put the key in, left it in. Yeah. However, let's take the key out. Oops, it flashed again. Straight down. Let it read. It's read. Hit the menu before it can come back. It then doesn't put what's in the key temporarily into menu and override what's in memory. Left it a little bit too long, but you can still press save. It won't save to the key what is read into memory. It'll save what's in memory. You can save to the key, or you can load from the key, or you can read what's on the key. So, oops. As you can see, the program is different. Even though that's Astro, that's not Astro. That is now off. In the one in the memory is got a different program. This is now off, so the program's different in the key. So again, you can save it, what's in memory here, to the key, and then you can take that key, put it into another one, and save, load what's been done on one into the other. The other thing is, let's take that out. I can't remember what the other thing was now. So straight away, you don't have to wait for it to come back. You can go into that, load what's on the key into memory. You can look on what's on the key. When you finish, just pull the key out. And that's basically it. I think there was something else, but I can't remember what it was. It's now come up to 10 minutes. So that's it.